Our next VirtualPreneur Summit speaker is the CEO of Fail Coach Limited, MIHA Matlevsky. In 2009, MIHA had four companies go bankrupt overnight, landing him 5 million in debt. Contemplating suicide to escape the pain as he looked over the balcony, he had a life-saving aha moment. He realized that failure was a normal part of life, admitting himself that he failed and to recognize he needed to stop blaming others and circumstances. This was the turning point when he made a choice to learn from his failures so he could do things differently in the future and to help others. Since then, he has climbed back to create a business and scaling it to eight figures in less than a year. Currently, Miha is the CEO and founder of Fail Coach Limited, where he coaches entrepreneurs and people in general to develop a healthy relationship with failure, especially entrepreneurs. Virtualpreneurs, our next speaker is Miha Matlevsky.
Hello, guys. Hi, here we are again. And first of all, Ruben, thank you again for the introduction. Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to speak to such an amazing audience. Again, my name is MIHA Matlievsky, and I'm known as the Fail Coach. So, as we go into more about what I do, um, I'm a business coach. I help fellow entrepreneurs lay down strong foundations. I help them with um, developing healthy relationship with failure. I'm sorry, English is really my third language, so sometimes I'm a little bit stuck with finding the right word. So please don't mind on that. And I help them with leverages, finding leverages, using leverages. Um, I've been an entrepreneur for the past 23 years, and I went through a lot of ups and downs. I had a multiple nine-figure company and so on. So there's a lot I can help people. I love helping them with exiting, with scaling, with starting businesses. That's a particular thing that I really love the most. So yeah, in short, that's what I do. What's my motivation to do that? Well, after I had my exit, I went on a long vacation. And after 3 days of partying and having fun, I got so super bored. I took out my phone, I opened the Meetup app, and I just went for a few meetups. I had to be more surrounded with fellow entrepreneurs. I love the conversations, I love the brainstorming, and so on. And, as I was sharing what I knew and the lessons that I've learned, more and more of them were reaching out, asking me for more help. And I fell in love with that warm, fuzzy feeling when you help others. And just for me, there's nothing more humbling and nothing more to be grateful for than being able to help, to inspire, to when you see especially people that come from adversity, and then you help them to create something, to create the freedom that they want. For me, it's just the most wonderful thing in the world. So by COVID-19, we weren't really affected. I think I've learned the lessons from the previous depression and recession in 2008, 9, 10. I had 12 years to learn from those lessons. And if you remember from my first talk, I've lost $20 million overnight. I got divorced. I lost four companies in the same day. I went through hell, through depression, through anxiety, through suicide attempts, and so on. So I think I've had plenty of time to reflect back and learn. Um, well, we'll see. I hope we will stay unaffected. We actually started a few new things during this time, and they all came from listening to my audience and what they need, what they want, and to best help them and support them on that journey. I think with our team, we are well on that journey. We are committed to finishing what we started, to finding new ways to help even more people, to inspire, to motivate more people, to guide them through this shaky time. Who better than the fail coach? Am I right? um, I mean, COVID is changing a lot, and the longer this period lasts, the least likely we are to go back to what we knew. So the longer it lasts, new habits will be formed. Um, a lot of things will move online. A lot of things will be changed. Some for the better, some for the worst. You know, there isn't a black or white way of looking at this. Some industries will have tremendous change, and they will end up coming out much better. Some industries might vanish. Uh, we'll see. I mean, I think we have to look at each individual case before giving an opinion. It's hard to give like an all-around opinion. I mean, I think if we do learn the lessons that this is bringing, and we'll probably figure out more lessons as the time goes by, and if we then learn from that and apply that knowledge, we will be much better off than, you know, before we entered into this whole corona thing. um, but yeah, for sure there will be changes, some minor, some really big changes. There will be more remote work, there will be more online work, online communication. As I'm talking to some of my fellow entrepreneurs who are in very old industries like construction, you know, in construction, all the deals were made, you know, in the restaurant. You would shake hands and then have a few whiskeys and so on. And now they're, you know, making those deals online, and they say, you know, I don't waste time traveling. I'm you know, I would love to just continue doing deals like this because it's much more on my term. So yeah, some things will change for sure. um, Actionable strategies and tips to survive this crisis. At the end of the day, we are all in human to human business. It's human beings who are our clients. It might be Apple, but there's still somebody at Apple, a human being, or a few of them, that have to get together and maybe order something from us instead of from our competition. Now, if you've been in business for a while, you have an audience of people that like and trust you. Talk to them, jump on a call with them, or a Zoom call, or a whatever call. Talk to them, not through Facebook post, but real human one-on-one conversation. Listen, show some empathy, listen, be a human being. They will tell you their new priorities, they will tell you what they want, how they want it, and then, you know, based on that, you can change, you can tweak. That's, you know, but you need that feedback. So leverage the trust that you already have instead of figuring out how you can create new trust, because that's a journey. Know, like, trust, it takes time. So if you want to speed up things, if you want to get some oxygen resources flowing in, if you want to always be in the position of serving your audience, then talk to them, learn from that, and apply that. Now, again, some businesses will have to change a lot, some not so much, but it's important that we have and maintain that connection. And especially in times like this, when, I don't know, half of the world or even more is under some way of lockdown, we are hungry for that connection. We are hungry for that social touch. And yes, it's not the same if you talk via Zoom, but it's better than nothing. So you will be able to increase the trust and to serve your audience better. And at the end of the day, it's never computers or robots or I don't know who buying. At the end of the day, it's always a human being on the other side that makes a purchase. So that I think, in my opinion, when I talk with my past and current clients and they're asking me the same question, this is what I always tell them. So I would say make a list. Go to, I don't know, maybe you have a CRM where you have all the contacts. Maybe that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, I don't know, wherever you have contacts. Maybe they're in your phone. Go to those contacts because you can't honestly have all of them in your mind. Maybe you haven't talked in a while, and then make a list. You can make it on a piece of paper, in Excel, Word, whatever way you want, and then start reaching out. Now, you have to be a bit mindful. Don't just, be a straight shooter. I mean, with some, you can be, if somebody is like that, then you can just be a straight shooter. Uh, but with others, you'll probably have to, warm up the relationship a little bit, marinate it a little bit, check their profile, what they've posted in the last few days, find some common ground. Start with that. Start with them, not with you. As leaders, as entrepreneurs, I believe, we are at the bottom of the reverse pyramid. We are there to serve others. And so if you really want to be, but of course you have to be a bit, you know, strategic about it as well. I mean, honestly, if you jump on a call with me, people who know me know that I love my 4 adopted dogs. Ask me about my dogs and I'll talk for 3 days straight. That ain't gonna get us anywhere. So, after a few minutes of chit chat and warming up the relationship a little bit, you want to start steering the conversation and make it a little bit intentional. So it's very important to balance the human side and, you're still in business, so the intentional side. So that would be, make a list, start reaching out, see what happens, and then, take that. Don't push your agenda. Listen to them. Then take that, do the reflection, and then go back to your drawing board and see how much that influences your current business model and what you're currently doing. Um, Other business owners are on their own downtime. Um, how can they maximize it? That's a good question. Focus on what you can do. It's so easy to get distracted with, oh, I mean, I have no influence about this corona. I didn't start it. I can't influence, world leaders and scientists and so on, what we're going to do tomorrow. I can have my wishes and hopes and so on, but, you know, I can't influence that. I can't do anything about it. And even if one country opens up, but another one doesn't, I mean, this is like a global thing. And I hope we get that sooner than later, that countries are not isolated. We are too connected. So shift your focus from thinking about things you really can't do much about to what you can do. You can make a list, you can reach out, you can go back to your table, you can change what you're doing. Maybe you'll have to pivot completely. But if you listen to your audience, you already have like and trust with your audience. So even if you change to something else they are currently buying, you'll have faster success because they already trust you. They already like you. It will take less time, less resources than if you start a completely new thing and you have to take everybody through the whole journey of know, like, and trust. So really focus on what you can do. Focus on the resources you have. you know. It doesn't make sense to say, oh, I can't go out. Well, if you're in a lockdown and you can't, then, thinking about it won't make it better. What can I do when I'm inside? I think that's the question you need to ask yourself. What can I do with what I have? And focus on your audience. um I know this will sound corny because everybody's saying that, but I'll explain why um, "this too shall pass" is something that is a message of hope. Back in 2009, as I mentioned, I lost everything. I got divorced, I lost businesses, I lost money, I lost all my assets, everything, everything. And at that time, I thought my life is over. It will be like that forever. And look at me now, 12 years later. I'm the happiest I ever was. I'm doing what I truly, truly love and am passionate about. And when I look back, I say that was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing. If I could go back in time and prevent that from happening, I wouldn't do that. I honestly wouldn't do that because I had to go through that. I understand that now. And I know many people who suffered in the last recession and went through huge hell who all say a very similar thing. You know, they're grateful for that experience. They are happy. They appreciate it. It made them a better person. It changed their life for the better. So I know, and maybe that's hard for you because maybe this is the first event like this. Maybe you were uh, too young back in 2008 and 9, and you haven't really experienced a crazy thing like this before. But trust me, a few months from now, a few years from now, there will be plenty of people who will say that this corona thing was the best thing that ever happened to them. Maybe they changed jobs. Maybe they went from a 9 to 5 to being an entrepreneur. Maybe they had the time to really look inwards, discover certain things. Maybe, they shifted focus to things they are more passionate about. Plenty of things can happen, and it's up to you. You are the driver, or you should be the driver. If you are letting others and everything outside of you influence your life, then that's not a good position to be in. You should put yourself in an active role. You should be the driver of your life, and you should be focused on doing what you can with what you have. You always have something. You have a phone. I mean, honestly, right now, if you're watching this, you have a tablet, computer, phone. You can do so much with that. Some people are not as lucky as you. Be grateful for what you have. Strive to become better and to do more. That's completely normal. But don't forget, there's plenty that you can do with what you have. And by the time this is over, and yes, this too shall pass, you will be in a much, much better position. Take care, guys. And thank you again, Ruben, for inviting me to your summit.